to even cast them. I don't really even cast them that much. Maybe like on battlegrounds or something on a healer, but that's about it. I don't know.
I'm not going to make any promises on it, but we can take a look at it.
Looks like we'll have time for about 3 more questions, and we'll have another panel after this one, unfortunately.
So for bards and chanters, they're one of the main components of them is being a buff class, and it's dissipating when. Okay, sorry, for bards and chanters, their big component of them is being a buff class, and a lot of people at the top end of the game are 100% self-buffed. It's pretty tough when you've worked hard to get this great uber ability. You probably say A into it, and it's like, oh no thanks. And so in the next expansion or something, it would be great if people weren't 100% max on self-buffed things that are the kinds of things that chanters and bards would buff them on.
That kind of goes into what Rich just said about the stats and being useful. So hopefully we'll get it all wrapped up at the same time.
I'm a raiding illusionist, and I'm not really sure what to ask specifically, but I would just want to note a few observations. Prior to SF, as an illusionist, I was able to parse reasonably well below the pure DPSers, which is expected because we're kind of utility class, and above people with more utility than us, competitive with coercers, all expected. After SF, I place on average by 11th or 12th in the parse. If I slack at all, I only beat the healers, nobody else. Maybe I just suck, I don't know. But, and my utility isn't quite what it was. My power gen and regen is not what it was. Nobody wants my melee buffs, except for that auto attack thing. I'm just wondering, like, what is the point of raiding as an illusionist? It seems like we get a little bit of a nerf across the board, and I don't know why. Definitely with DPS, we got a massive nerf there. I just don't know why. What was wrong?
Even with a little bit of the power nerf that happened with the illusionist mythical change, you still should be able to restore quite a bit. Granted, the soothing mind proc does not show as being attributed to you in the parse, but it's still you bringing it, along with the synergism and a lot of other buffs. There's quite an amount of utility. As for illusionists versus coercers, they should be doing similar, and if they're not, I gotta take a look at it.
Hello? All right, with the substantial nerf hit that you guys are giving Pallies, I mean, can you give us any consolation things? I mean, dear Lord, we can't heal anymore and stuff, so I mean, can you boost DPS? Give us something else on our cure spells? I mean, curses are spells, technically. I mean, you could add it to it, or maybe add the component of being able to self-cure the traumas and things like that. I mean, right now, we're having to burn through hundreds of little trauma pots and stuff in order to be able to cure anything and stuff. I mean, is there anything, any consolation prize you guys can give us? I mean, we don't have DPS like an SK and stuff. I mean,
so, in the cases where we really feel obliged to nerf something, we try to nerf exactly as much as we need to feel like, okay, we solved the problem here. And so, if we felt like we were paying you 3 times too much, then we put you to the right thing, and then we also gave you something extra, then we'd still be giving you too much. So we're taking it to the point where we feel like paladins are good and powerful, will contribute strongly in all sorts of situations, and even after this change, you're going to be a very desirable, powerful class. And so giving you something on top of that seems a little wacky.
all right.
So we'll take one more question. Then it's going to be PvP Battlegrounds panel for an hour, and then it's open QA. So if we didn't get to your class question this hour, then an hour from now we'll be able to get to those again.
Hi. Is there a way that can be worked up to allow us to reward developers with station cash? Because if you're not above taking bribes, I'm not above giving them.
We'll talk about that after the show.
Let's go ahead and get one more question, Dave.
All right, come on. Look excited here. We gotta go with this guy here.
This is actually like 5 questions, so basically I just want to know if there's any intention of applying like flurry or AE auto attack to range attacks, or if that's just too ridiculous.
Actually, there is, and we intend to do that very soon.
Ending on a good note.
You can thank Dave Kish for that one.
All right, thanks everybody. About 5 minutes, we'll have the PvP Battlegrounds panel.